The once lush green fields now bear the marks of extensive damage caused by rapidly multiplying wild boars. These animals descend in groups, trampling and devouring crops, leaving destruction in their wake. In response to rising reports, local wildlife control teams mobilize quickly, aiming to prevent further losses. Efforts to restore peace to the farmland begin with coordinated pursuits. In the grasslands of France, these efforts become especially urgent as groups of wild boars continue to overrun cultivated land. Wildlife control units respond swiftly, initiating carefully planned tracking operations. Within minutes of deployment, one member of the team spots a herd of wild boars rushing through the open terrain and into the nearby forest. A shot is fired, and one of the animals is stopped instantly. The rest of the herd disperses into the undergrowth before further action can be taken. As the team continues to monitor the area, another wild boar emerges. A second precise shot is executed, halting the animal's movement and preventing further crop damage. In a separate location, barking from trained dogs signals another nearby target. A wild boar charges through the foliage, unaware of the looming presence. A single well-aimed shot brings it down swiftly, ending its disruption. Meanwhile, in the agricultural fields of Texas, a night operation is underway. Wildlife management teams arrive in the early hours to investigate fresh signs of wild boar activity. Surveillance from the field edge confirms the animal's presence as they move in large numbers, damaging crops. Gunfire erupts in a series of controlled bursts. Several wild boars are stopped on the spot, with a few managing to flee. However, at the field's eastern edge, 3 remaining animals are detected through infrared scopes. Another round of well-coordinated shots follows. The animals are neutralized quickly, ensuring no further escape. As the team continues their sweep, new signals from the field radios pinpoint the next location. The animals, focused on foraging, remain unaware of the imminent danger. In a matter of moments, another series of shots is carried out, bringing the operation to a close. The Texas fields are once again secure, and the immediate threat is neutralized. Controlling wild boar populations has become a necessary part of protecting farmland, supporting agricultural sustainability, and preserving the ecological balance. Such operations must always be conducted in accordance with legal regulations and safety protocols, ensuring the responsible management of wildlife. The destruction caused by unchecked wild boar activity can be extensive, damaging fields, disrupting livelihoods, and creating long-term ecological stress. On the fertile lands of Picardy, for example, a group of wild boars had been stealthily damaging crops under the cover of dense vegetation. Upon receiving a report, response teams deployed and took up positions. Not long after, one member identified a wild boar quietly foraging in the meadow. With careful aim, the animal was brought down in a single, effective shot, preventing further destruction. Elsewhere on the field, another wild boar moved rapidly across the line of sight. Timing the shot with precision, a second animal was stopped in motion before it could escape. These operations illustrate the challenges posed by wild boar overpopulation and the necessity of coordinated management to protect both agriculture and community safety. Through careful tracking, accurate marksmanship, and adherence to ethical practices, balance can be restored where it has been disturbed. At the edge of an open field, a carefully coordinated wildlife control effort was underway. A wild boar, previously concealed in the grass, was spotted during the operation. One team member was positioned to secure a key passageway with the objective of preventing any animals from escaping the perimeter. A brief signal from a teammate confirmed the presence of a target. A wild boar emerged, moving quickly across the field. With precision and timing, a well-placed shot was executed, successfully stopping the animal in its path. Each controlled action was carried out to reduce agricultural losses and restore order to the farmland. This action marked a turning point, safeguarding the crops and re-establishing stability in the agricultural zones of the region. However, wildlife encounters can change rapidly. In the tall grass nearby, another wild boar launched an unexpected charge. This incident was handled by another unit already on site, which had been tracking subtle movements in the vegetation. A sudden noise prompted immediate attention. As the boar charged toward the team, a decisive shot was taken to prevent injury and defuse the threat. Quick judgment and composure were essential. Delays of even a second could have led to a very different outcome. Meanwhile, another team member, positioned deeper in the forest, detected movement within a thick patch of grass. A wild boar was carefully monitored through a scope. With careful calculation of distance and angle, the appropriate shot was made, and the animal was quickly neutralized. The area was declared secure, and the risk to crops and property was mitigated. Such field operations often shift in intensity. A seemingly straightforward tracking task can escalate when wildlife begins to act unpredictably. Wild boars, in particular, are known for their strength and speed. In some cases, rather than retreating, these animals have been observed charging toward humans and posing significant danger. These animals are not only physically powerful, but also pose serious ecological and economic challenges. Wild boars have become a prevalent invasive species in parts of Russia, especially in the Far East. Weighing anywhere from 90 to 200 kilograms on average, and with some individuals exceeding 400 kilograms, they are capable of inflicting major damage to cultivated areas. Globally, wild boars are responsible for an estimated $1.5 billion in agricultural losses each year. In addition to destroying crops, they contribute to the spread of diseases that affect both livestock and humans, and they disrupt local ecosystems. Control teams must operate at key times when wild boars leave their shelters to search for food. During one such operation, vehicles move through open farmland as the sun set, casting long shadows across narrow dirt tracks. Along the edge of the field, a group of wild boars appeared, their presence confirmed by movement in the brush. The animals were immediately on alert, sensitive to the presence of nearby humans. Before they could retreat, a controlled series of shots was carried out. A few animals were successfully halted, while others retreated into the forest. The operation continued into more rugged terrain. As the team advanced over uneven ground, dry leaves crunched beneath each step. The forest was quiet except for the wind and the distant sound of wildlife. Physical exhaustion set in, but the pursuit continued. The presence of wild boars was still confirmed nearby. Suddenly, the loud barking of trained dogs pierced the silence, signaling close proximity to the target. The team responded immediately, adjusting positions and preparing for engagement. A wild boar appeared, and with calm precision, a shot was taken. The animal was stopped without incident. After a period of rest, the team resumed operations deeper within the forest. As they entered the area, the alert calls of the dogs indicated a new group of wild boars was present. This ongoing cycle of tracking, managing, and protecting farmland highlights the delicate balance between human needs and wildlife control. Wild boars, though part of the natural ecosystem, require careful population management to prevent serious agricultural, environmental, and public health consequences. In the stillness of the forest, tension builds as all eyes remain fixed on the dense foliage. The only sound that breaks the silence is the soft barking of trained hunting dogs. Suddenly, the underbrush erupts as a large shadow bursts forward a wild boar, weighing approximately 60 kilograms. With careful aim and composure, the animal is brought down swiftly by a single, accurate shot. Its powerful form falls motionless, and the immediate threat to nearby farmland is neutralized. Yet, the moment is brief. The dogs have already identified another target in the vicinity. Repositioning quickly, the team responds with precision. Once again, the encounter ends decisively. In less than 10 minutes, 2 adult wild boars are secured, an efficient outcome that reflects the importance of coordinated wildlife control efforts in regions affected by overpopulation. As the herd attempts to retreat, the pursuit continues toward higher ground. In the quiet tension of the chase, a lone boar hesitates at the sight of the team. Before it can react, it is successfully intercepted. The day's efforts result in the removal of multiple invasive animals, but the broader challenge remains unresolved. Across various regions, including parts of East Asia, the wild boar population has seen a significant rise. In Japan, for example, these animals are now considered a serious ecological and agricultural concern. The country's dense forests and steep landscapes offer an ideal habitat for wild boars, making management difficult. Bamboo forests in particular provide shelter and abundant food, allowing wild boars to thrive unchecked. This creates substantial damage to farmlands, where crops are frequently destroyed. The situation calls for continuous monitoring and careful intervention to prevent further losses. In these areas, skilled teams equipped with trained dogs navigate rough terrain, where each movement requires caution. Fallen bamboo and undergrowth often obscure visibility, demanding alertness at every step. When a wild boar is located, a calm and accurate response ensures safety and effectiveness. In one such instance, a wild boar was positioned clearly within sight, and a single well-placed shot brought the animal to a halt. The impact was immediate and controlled, preventing potential danger to both people and crops nearby. Deep in the forest, the role of trained dogs becomes critical. These animals can detect hidden threats long before they emerge. Wild boars, known for their strength and unpredictability, may remain concealed or charge unexpectedly. For this reason, teams must move carefully across the steep and slippery terrain, where one misstep can pose a serious risk. In one encounter, the alert barking of dogs signaled the approach of multiple wild boars. As the animals emerged from cover, the team responded swiftly. Accurate shots ensured that the situation was handled efficiently and with minimal disturbance. The sound of gunfire echoed through the forest, each report marking another step in managing the wild boar population. While successful for the moment, these scenes highlight a broader issue, one that requires ongoing vigilance and sustainable wildlife control methods to protect both the environment and agriculture.